As a data scientist or a data engineer, Python offers some of the very powerful, robust, and versatile libraries to handle big data, to solve machine learning and deep learning problems. But before we review some of these popular libraries used in data science, let's look at some of the concepts here. So a package is basically a collection, sometimes a directory of different related Python modules that have the objective, the aim to achieve a common goal. Okay, so think of this as a directory on your machine, right? You have subdirectories, and these subdirectories also have files. So it just offers you a great way to organize your data. A module here is just a file, usually has this extension .py containing Python definitions and statements. And lastly here, a library just contains related module and packages. And some of the examples include Matplotlib, a great library used to visualize your data. Once you've done data analysis, data preprocessing, you can visualize what's happening using maybe scatterplot, boxplot, histogram, and so on and so forth. Pandas here is a great library that's used to handle, data frames, series of data, helps you to handle missing data and basically just data wrangling and data manipulation. We have Keras here and TensorFlow. These are very popular frameworks that we use in deep learning. Also, we have here sklearn. This is the go-to library that's used for a lot of machine learning problems. For example, you can access classifiers for both classification and regression problems like decision trees, perceptrons, random forests, and so on and so forth. NumPy here and SciPy are good or great libraries that we use for scientific computation. All right, so as mentioned earlier, we already have Pandas installed. So if you were to install a library, this is the, we just use this command pip install, and then the package name. All right, so if I run this, again, you can click here to connect, but when you just click run here, automatically it will just allocate you the resources. So in a few seconds, it will just tell us whether it will install the library, or if it's satisfied, it will just generate a bunch of, statements to let us know that it's already satisfied. So already you can see here, we've already satisfied this requirement. So I'll just stop that, and I can delete that output. So this one just generates a list of installed packages just to see what packages are installed in Google Colab. And we can see here, we have TensorFlow. There's TensorFlow here. You can check, you can see we have scikit-learn, and this is the version. And then we have Pandas and so on and so forth, even Python here. You can see the Python installed here. You can check the version from here and so on and so forth. Again, here we can see we have Pandas. So if you scroll down a little bit here, you can see the Pandas here is 1.35 and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty good list. And that's the good thing about Google Colab already comes with some of these, so you don't need to install some of these libraries. All right, so to import a package or to import a library, this is an example. So we use this command import. Then, as you can see here, we have a library called Pandas, and then this is the recommended way of importing that as PD. So PD here is just an alias, so that we don't have to. So each time we want to reference Pandas, we don't have to type the entire name. We can just say PD dot to access some of the functions or methods that comes with Pandas. So let's go ahead and play that or run that. We can generate series using, remember, series is one of the data structures that we use in Pandas. So here, we can just say PD dot series, and then we just generate a bunch of one-dimensional array, okay, and convert that into series. So we click that, and we can see we generate here alongside the index. So again here, and then just gives us the data type. In other ways, you can also, for example, you can use this from, okay. You can say you want to import a specific specific module, right? So sklearn here, if we go here, if you just do a Google here, scikit-learn, so if you just go back here, so if I just do sklearn linear model, right, and click on here, and then we go down here, let's see, so if I click on linear models, so that's what we have. So, oh, that's not what I want. So if I click here, for example, and then I click on this, so it just gives us a list of all the functions or classifiers that comes with linear models. So you can see this module allows us to access some of these classifiers, for example, logistics regression, and so on and so forth. Okay, so what's happening here, we are telling Python that from this library, we want to import this module, right? Or rather, from this library and from this module called linear model, okay, we want to import a specific function here called linear regression. And you can see linear regression. So if you come here, you can see linear regression is used for linear for regression problems. So I click on that, and we already have some documentation and even an example of how to run a linear regression. You can see this code is similar to that. Okay, and click on run, and again, we've just imported our first linear regression algorithm. Simple as that. Okay, what if we want to combine this? So maybe I want to combine import different algorithms. So again, I can combine that all in one line. So you can see once I run that, you can see perceptron here. It's also a classification, can be used for both classification and regression, and you can see it comes from the linear module. Similarly here, let's say if we just want to, from this library, we want to import all these different modules. So you can see we have a module called dataset. Okay, contains all this, so I could just access all that. We also have a module called SVM model selection, models selection here. If you come here, alphabetically, so we have model here. So you can see have model selection, and we have all this like cross validation. We can access all these different methods. Okay, so we can all put that in one line. So these are just sub packages that come from sklearn library. Okay, to check the version, we just say PD. We just do this double. So this is actually double underscore. So it will appear like that, version. Okay, and it will just tell us what the version of the Pandas is. Python version, we just use the exclamation Python, then double hyphen version. Will tell us the Python that we are using is this. Another important thing here, so in case you wanted to learn a little bit about a package, so just replace this with the name of the package. So for example, if I type Pandas, all right, so it just reveals for us some documentation, right? What are the main features and the contents? Sometimes we'll just give you some, example and so on and so forth. All right, that's all about packages. So you can review a little bit more about the other different packages and see what you can gather as far as using help is concerned. All right.